handle this early season tournament here in just about 1 minute.
Yeah, probably. Both teams are in a huddle here. Chazy will be going from your left to right. They're in their white uniforms and green lettering. And Canton will be going from right to left, and they got their golden shirts on and black pants. And we have started to get a little sprinkle here again, so we'll have some elements, I'm sure, during this game. It may have an effect on the game when the grass gets slippery, Joe.
I think the grass can soak it up, believe me, more. I think the ball is going to be have more of an effect on it than the field, Joey.
Well, Canton will take the kickoff, being the away team here, and it will be Tanner Sanderson at the midfield, along with it looks like Eddie Bortnick taking the kick here, and that's actually number 20. Yeah, it was Eddie Bortnick. So controlled by Chazy, knocked away, now picked up by number 8, Jake Watson, to the far side. And the ball's kept in. It's picked up by Reynolds. Reynolds at midfield pushes it back up over to number 12. That was Reynolds. Pushes it all the way over to number 17 for Chazy, who has time. Sends it up toward Reynolds to midfield. Does a nice one-step as it defense. Coming up is Reynolds on the near sideline. Now working his way down. They're going from right to left. Reynolds now trying to cut toward the 18. Sends it across. And the goalie's there right. But a nice effort. And you talked about the speed of Reynolds. He showed it there.
He showed speed and ball handling capabilities right there. He covered a lot of ground, Joe. He was on the far side of the field, came right over here to this near side and put a good shot on the right.
Well, it was a good kick from the goalie to center field, and it's now headed deep into Canton territory, controlled by Curtis. Curtis gets the ball up over to Mendy. Mendy goes to midfield, tries to get it onto the foot of Sanderson, and it's kicked to the open field, and it's a foot race here between Lawrence and Rogers. Lawrence trying to keep it in. He does, and it's still staying in, and it goes off of the end line, and the whistle is blown by Denny Labarge. And we have Tom Lacey here on the near sideline with us. Denny Labarge on the far sideline. They'll be calling today's game, and we have Kyle Bissonette here taking his first kick here for Chazy in his first varsity league game.
Nice.
And the ball set up to midfield, and it's controlled by Garrow. Garrow one times it over to Rogers. Rogers goes to the middle of the field, and it's picked up by Hayden Gay. Gay has some room. He's being challenged by number 23, Wentworth. It's knocked away, and it's Dorn chips up a high shot to the goalie. Goalie comes up, grabs it, really no danger. And with 38-15, Chazy has controlled here the play early, and it's kicked by right toward midfield, headed by Reynolds onto the foot of Dorn. Dorn trying to trap it. He's being challenged by Mendy. Mendy wins that battle. It is Reynolds. Reynolds takes it from Mendy. Goes to the open field to Rogers on the near sideline. Chazy going from left to right. Rogers working his way deep down into Canton territory, looking across it. He does. It deflects off a Canton player off the end line, so Chazy will get their first corner, Joe.
Chazy's looking pretty good. And to tell you the truth, Coach McAuliffe is not showing all his cards on this field. He's got a couple players that he's keeping on the bench that are normally starting, and Chazy's looking pretty good at this time.
Well, it looks like Rogers will be taking the corner kick here for Chazy. He sends a nice loft into the box. The goalie slaps it out. Nice play by the goalie right. Out to the 18. A quick turn shot. Botten rips it. Goes off the defense. Comes up to Rogers. Rogers chips it up way over the end line. But nice hustle by the Eagles. And it'll be a goal kick here for Canton.
Good shot. Good work right there by Chazy on their first corner kick. Botten turned around. He got a decent shot on net. It was deflected over to Rogers. Rogers just maybe the ball, being wet, had a different spin on it. You couldn't read it.
But Wright did a good thing hammering it out of there.
Yeah, Chazy's looking pretty good right now.
There's a kick by Wright. It's a short kick, and it goes off to Lauren. Lauren with the ball, pushes it back to midfield, gets there first, pushes it all the way back over to Botten. Botten comes to the near side and off the foot of Giroux. Giroux gives it up over to Barrier. Barrier comes over to Rogers. So that Chazy's doing what we thought they would do, on the ground, control and play, pushes it over to Lauren. Lauren just outside the 18 trying to split the defense. Comes back out, deflected, picked up by Rogers. Rogers one times it back to Giroux. Giroux switches fields, goes all the way over, and it's picked up over by Hayden Gay. Gay with the ball, has Dorn to his left, but goes to Lauren. Lauren tries to get it back to Hayden Gay. It's knocked away, and it's picked up by number 25, Bortnick. And he actually just kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Chazy, but nice movement again by the Eagles.
Yeah, when they're connecting passes like that, they're going to be hard to stop today. And it's sort of raining out again, Joey.
It's coming down harder.
But Chazy's looking pretty good right now.
Well, there's the throw-in. Doran trying to get to the ball. He tries to hit the open field, but it's picked up by Mendy. Mendy and Doran fighting for the ball, and Mendy kicks it up toward midfield. It will go out of bounds, and it went off, deflected off of Doran, so it's a throw-in here for Canton, right at midfield. And you have Rhodey with the throw in here for Canton, and the ball comes in. It goes off of Gay, so they're moving the ball along the sideline, far sideline. Canton going from right to left. Ball comes into the hands of, it looked like Curtis. Curtis has it knocked away, and Drew steps up toward midfield. Drew with the ball, trying to control it. He runs into Watson. Watson trying to win that battle. Up over to Brothers. Brothers in the defensive end gets it over to Rogers. Rogers nice working the near sideline, and he'll go off his foot. So it'll be a for Canton, as we have number 20 and number 6. So we have Elliott coming into the game, as well as Sean Roden. Coming out of the game is number 3 Lawrence, as well as number 23 Wentworth for Canton. Throw in here by Curtis. Curtis gets it onto the foot of Watson. Watson trying to find Caldwell, but it's taken away by the Eagle defense. Picked up by Lauren, or Doran. He sends it up toward midfield, and nice play. Trying to keep it in was Hayden Gay, but it works its way off the end or sideline. So a throw in here for Canton. It's a quick throw in into Chazy territory, far sideline, and Canton controlling the ball, but Chazy defensively gets back there. There's 3 of them back there to knock the ball away. Goes onto the foot of Gay. Hayden Gay will try to get it up over to Barrier. Barrier has it lost. He loses it to Watson. Watson pushes it back into the defensive end.
Good hustle by Lauren.
It is knocked back into Chazy territory, picked up by Rogers, knocked away, now controlled by Lauren. Lauren now working his way toward the 18. He has Pelton, who has checked into the game. Lauren has some nice speed, working his way to the net. Tried to get a shot off, but defensively,
good hard work.
Curtis did a nice job knocking away from Lauren.
Lauren started that play 2 times or 3 times before he touched the ball again, Joey, just by his hustle, creating that opportunity for Chazy to get the ball back. And Lauren just did that on his own.
Well, Lauren's a 5-year player. It's a short corner kick from Rogers to Lauren to Rogers. Rogers now gets the left foot on it, sends it off, headed by Reynolds or at Barrier, and it goes off the end line. So it will be a goal kick here for Canton with 33-31 to go, Joe.
Well, Chazy so far in this early going has had the better of the play. Canton hasn't really tested Bistonet and the Chazy net yet. Wright's been tested a few times. He's been quite a bit busier.
Yeah, nothing real hard yet.
No.
And number 17 has come out. Caldwell has come out of the game.
Did you mention Pelton going into the game
yet?
Yes,
okay. Pelton's into the game right now. And it's controlled by Rhodey. Sean Rhodey gets the ball up over to Mendy. Mendy tries to get the ball over to Sanderson. He does. Tries to go back to Mendy, but it's picked off by Reynolds. Reynolds tries to get Lauren too far past him, and it's picked up by Bortnick. Bortnick gets it to the center of the field to Rhodey. Rhodey tries to get it up over to Mendy. Knocked back, picked up by Curtis. Curtis controlling for Canton. Gets it up to midfield over to Rhodey. Rhodey being challenged by Lauren. Rhodey wins that battle.
Good job.
But stepping up is Brothers.
Nice
gets
job
it over to Barrier, over to Lauren. Lauren goes far side over to Hayden Gay. So Chazy gets 3 passes together here. Here's number 4 over to Pelton. Pelton pushes it up over to the far side, back to Hayden Gay. Gay looking, he takes rips like a 25-foot shot over the net
into the cornfield.
So it'll be a goal kick here for Canton.
Chazy's looking good at times. Like you said, they're putting together 5-6 passes in a row and doing a little bit deeper in that third of the zone of Canton, and hopefully they can finish.
Well, there was the kick by Wright, controlled by Mendy. Mendy sends it to midfield, trying to get on the foot of Elliott. Elliott with the ball, does a nice move by the Chazy defense, sends it to midfield, but Gay steps up, gets it onto the foot of Lauren. Lauren gets it up over to Pelton, back to Lauren, nice triangle,
nice.
And here's Lauren trying to break through, but defensively, Canton collapses, and a nice job on Curtis to knock it out to the far sideline, picked up by the Golden Bears, and the ball sent up toward midfield, and there's Doring. He gets it up over to Brothers. Brothers has it to Botten. Botten loses it, but it's picked up by Reynolds. Reynolds goes to the near sideline trying to find Rogers. Here we go. Chazy's going from left to right. We have 31-20. There is no score in this first half. A start late in Chazy because of the weather earlier. And there is a foul, I thought a little bit from behind, but Lacey calls a foul, and Chazy will have a restart, a direct kick here, and Botten will come up to take it, Joe.
Good spot. Botten has a very nice touch on the ball in these restarts, Joey. And Just he's made a lot of assists last year, and he's going to see if he can do it again.
Nice chip toward the goal line. There's Reynolds. Reynolds it in, and what a play by Nathan Reynolds.
Beautiful.
You can see that develop up here. And you talked about how Bonton can set this up, and Reynolds was just like stalking that ball, and he came out of nowhere and just put his head on it into the far corner. So at the 30-minute, 49-second mark, it is Nathan Reynolds from Bonton, and Chazy goes up 1-0. And Joe, it's not really a surprise, the pressure and the ball control that Chazy had here in the first 10 minutes.
No, they've been playing well. They put it together here in this restart, and just kind of fortuitous. I was talking about Bonton laying one in, and he put a beautiful ball to that far post, and Reynolds pounced on it.
Well, they just got the ball back in play here, and it was now controlled by Chazy, and it was Lauren far sideline, but it goes off him, so it's a throw in here for Canton about halfway up toward the midfield line. They try to get it up, and Hayden Gay controls it, gives it to Lauren. Lauren over to Barrier. Barrier over to Reynolds. Reynolds with his ball, trying to go switch his fields, trying to find Rogers. Rogers getting the ball on the near sideline, being challenged by number 35 Moore. He sends it across, and he gets by everybody. That was dangerous for Canton. Yes, they were.
That was a great ball by Rogers. Great ball throw.
It got by Pelton and got by their three defensive players back there. Ball now controlled by Pelton. Pelton pushes it up over to Lauren, back over to Barrier. Josh Barrier sends it up over to Reynolds. Reynolds just outside the 18. Going through, Reynolds is taken down. It'll be outside the line. So we'll have a restart here, just outside the line.
He just pounced one on a restart, Joey. And
so they're going to try to jam it, or is it going to be?
Right now,
and there it is.
There's a ball, and I don't know if they're going to call it.
It's going to be a corner kick. But Lauren didn't wait for anybody.
No.
He just drilled it and went off a Canton defender.
You don't have to. And that's where a defender, if they're smart, they stand right in front of the ball. Then the official stops it, slows it down.
I couldn't get the question. I couldn't get the question out. Are they going to do a set play or are they going to rush it? He got it right out.
That was a smart play by Lauren.
Well, here's Rogers on the corner kick from the near sideline. Ball goes up and it goes over everybody's head, controlled by Pelton. Pelton chips it right back into the goal, and it just goes wide. So we have a goal kick, and we have a substitution here for Canton. It is Ryan Caldwell coming into the game. And then let me see who's going to be coming off of here. It looks like number 9, Tanner Sanderson, coming out of the game here for Canton.
Get possession of the ball.
Joey, we have about 29-15 left here in this first half, and it's been all Chazy so far.
And they lead it on the scoreboard 1-0. They have shots on net, 2 for Chazy, none for Canton at this point. Ball is controlled by Chazy. Reynolds pushes it all the way back to the sweeper position over to Bonton. Bonton comes back to midfield to Barrier. Barrier tried to one-time it back to Reynolds, but it's controlled by Canton. Canton, number 22, it was Facey, has the ball, getting the ball over to number 17, which is Caldwell. So Canton trying to control this, and there's a kick, a long kick, no danger at all. Bissonette comes off his line. It was kicked by Mendy, and Bissonette has the ball. He'll work his way to the 18. A nice punt by Bissonette to midfield. And there's Rogers trying to control the ball against Moore. Rogers and Moore battling for the ball. Moore does a good job shielding away from Rogers. Moore now pushes it up over to Watson. Watson does a nice job near sideline. Sends it up, but it goes out of bounds halfway toward the Chazy goal line. So Canton going from right to left, Chazy from left to right. Chazy with a 1-0 lead on a Nathan Reynolds header on a nice feed from
skip.
Chazy on the counterattack now, and it gets by Pelton, and running back hard is Moore trying to get there, but Lauren comes over to help out.
Good job,
and he's challenging number 21, LaPointe. Lauren trying to take it from LaPointe. LaPointe knocks it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. Nathan Reynolds, and we know Reynolds' throw-ins are just as good as corner kicks, Joe.
Yeah, if you could see this, everybody, it's just like a kick. He is very, very dangerous. He has a few assists on these throw-ins.
Well, here we go, the first one of the year, and it actually just a one-hopper to the goalie, so it wasn't his best effort.
It's actually the worst one I've seen him do since he was in 8th grade. So
we built him up, Joe. It had to be it slipped out of his hands. There's the punt from right. It goes into Chazy territory, pushed back to Giroux. Giroux taking it to the near sideline here. He's being challenged by Mendy. He gets it up over to Rogers. Nobody on Rogers. He's now into Canton territory. He'll push it out over to Pelton. Pelton is being guarded by LaPointe.
Pelton has good
and
speed.
Now Rody's over to help out, and it's knocked out by Rody. So we have a throw in here for Chazy, and they're going to let Pelton take it. They're going to keep Reynolds back into the midfield here. And actually, Rogers says, I'll take it. So he sends Pelton back into the offensive zone here with 26:48 to go. Chazy leading 1-0 on a header by Nathan Reynolds off a set play. And here's the throw-in onto the foot of Barrier. Barrier tried to one-time it to Lauren, cleared out by the defense. Brothers is up for Chazy. He controls it. Nice job by Brothers. Now goes to the near side. Tried to get it to Giroux and put too much on that. Joe went off on the near sideline.
You can see they got to work out the kinks here early in the season, and they're tight. They're nervous, a little bit. They're pumped up.
Well, Folk and Wentworth just checked in for Canton too. So we have 26:13 to go here, and actually we have number 5 coming out. Keegan Soray is coming off the field right now here for Canton. And we have a throw-in for Canton. It is number 3, Lawrence. Nice throw-in. He gets it onto the foot of Mendy. Mendy pushes it back over to Lawrence. Lawrence takes a big booming kick, trying to play it for the through ball, trying to get it up over to Wentworth.
Good defense.
Wentworth is down there, but a good job defensively by Botten. Botten takes that ball away from him. He sends it back to midfield, trying to get it to Lauren, but a good job by Rhodey to head it over the head of Lauren. Ball to the far sideline, and it is Doran just one-times it up toward midfield. Hustling over there is number 25, Bortnick, trying to keep it in, but it goes off, and we have substitutions here for Chazy. And we have David Poitras. Joe is into the game, and coming out of the game is number 8, Nolan Rogers. Ball onto the foot of Barrier. Barrier pushes it to the open field to Pelton. Pelton comes back over to Craig Giroux. Giroux on the near side. Craig, talking about his dad, Craig Giroux.
It's okay.
Right family. And the ball is on to Lauren's foot. It's knocked away, and it's picked up by Mendy. Mendy with the ball sends it up over to the far sideline, over to Rhodey. Rhodey trying to get it onto the foot of Folk, who just checked into the game. He keeps it in, but it's picked up by Hayden Gay. Gay with the ball, has some space, sends it up over to Barrier. Barry now chips it up, trying to find Reynolds. Reynolds trying to find Lauren, but a good job by Rhodey to kick it away, and he sends it up toward midfield. And it goes onto the foot of Giroux. Giroux sends it up into Canton territory, controlled by Pelton. Pelton with the ball, pushes it back over to Brothers. Brothers trying to get to the ball, but he loses it to Caldwell. Caldwell has it going off his foot, and it's picked up by Dorn. Dorn tries to one-time it over to Hayden Gay on the far sideline. But defensively, it is Bortnick over there for Canton. Sends it up to the midfield, picked up by Doran. Doran over to Lauren. Lauren sends it back to the midfield, and Botten picks it up, and he sends it up over to Giroux. Giroux over to Lauren. Lauren turns around, rips a shot, and right is there.
Good footwork, good passing by Chazy. They're not really running. They don't have to. They're just moving that ball. And they just created a great chance right there. Good blast by Lauren.
Right, just gives a booming kick, goes into Chazy territory off the foot of Brothers, and it goes then off the foot of Poitras. So it'll be a throw in here for Canton. And number 13, it looks like Hewitt is into the game. Josh Hewitt. Coming out of the game is Caldwell. So Coach Caldwell is definitely bringing people in and out.
Subs very religiously. 2 or 3 people at a time.
And nice throw came in, but it was off the head of Barry over to Lauren. Lauren sends it all the way up over to
Dorn.
So I got to get used to these kids out there.
Okay.
Dorn.
Yeah.
These new kids on the field, you got to get used to them, Joe. And there comes Chazy,
Hayden
Gay. And there is Lauren. Trying to find Barry. There's a shot wide, and
try.
that would have been Reynolds getting a shot off.
Good try, just wide. We have 22:57 left of the first half. Chazy up a 1-0 over the Canton Golden Bears at the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. Chazy's had the better of the play here, Joey. This, possession, I got to go probably 80-20.
Oh, all of that.
And I'm being a little generous, I think, with the Golden Bears.
And the weather, Joe, has turned out beautiful here.
It has. The field is slick, though. You can see some of the players slipping a little bit. I saw Dorn slip a little bit, and Drew slipped a little bit, but it'll get better as the game goes on. Their touch will get a little bit better. They'll get looser.
Well, the ball is in Canton territory, picked up by Reynolds, about 10 yards off the 18 marker. Tried to find Poitras on the near sideline, and it goes out of bounds. There'll be a throw in here for Canton, and Poitras could have been a little farther out there, Joe.
He needs to play wider. That's these outside midfielders. It's just imperative that you play wide on the offense. Just play wide, because the Chazy kids are going to get it to you, especially somebody like Reynolds and Lauren. They can get the ball to you.
Well, Pelton gets the ball on the throw-in, And number 4, Folks, sends it out toward midfield, controlled by Drew. He sends it back over to Botten. And running hard is Wentworth, but Botten just turns around and calmly sends it toward midfield, and it's picked up by Lauren. Lauren one times it up over to Gay. Gay on the far sideline. Chazy working from left to right. Canton from right to left. Ball knocked away and picked up by Rhodey. Rhodey with the ball trying to one-time it over to one of his players, Mendy, but it's picked up by Reynolds. Reynolds does a nice job shielding the ball from Mendy.
Nice
now he
ball.
goes to the open space. Poitras running toward the ball, trying to get to it before it goes off the end line. It's just a little too far out of his way, Joe, but a nice idea from Reynolds trying to find Poitras.
He's done that a couple of times. He did it with Rogers, and he just did it with Poitras. He's looking for that open slot to run upon.
And Brett Drew's out, and Alec Lapierre is into the game.
Look at his first varsity appearance here this year. Alec Lapierre, the junior, brother of Andrew Lapierre.
Andrew.
Andrew may be listening. How you doing, Andrew? He's in college now.
Yeah, and Andrew's a past state champion.
Yes.
For these Eagles. And there's the kick by Wright off the head of Rhodey to midfield, picked up by Watson. Watson sends it up, and Lapierre just started the game. One times it up over to Reynolds. Reynolds being challenged by Watson. Does a nice job getting by Watson. Sends it up to Pelton. Pelton one times it up over to Poitras. And Poitras is pushed off the ball. Keeps it in. Nice job. Levin Curtis playing them tough. And Poitras sends it toward the net, and Wright is there. But nice work by Poitras.
Good job. Good job. Just that give and go. You had Pelton and Reynolds and Poitras involved in that little triangle of love, we'll call it, because they were playing really well.
And the ball is kicked up toward midfield and it headed over the end line. Chazy going from left to right, about 10 yards in. It's a quick throw-in from Lauren. He gets it up over to Hayden Gay, over to Josh Barrier, back over to Dylan Dorn. Dorn gets it over to Brothers. 4 or 5 passes. Now it's onto the foot of Reynolds. A little too far ahead. Reynolds slides on the ball, puts it up toward the 18, but picked up by number 21, LaPointe. LaPointe sends it up over toward Mendy. Mendy gets it onto the foot of Hewitt. Hewitt has the ball knocked away by Barrier. Now picked up by Hayden Gay, but taken away by Mendy. Mendy has it at midfield, but there's Reynolds. Reynolds now sends it to the open field, finding the foot of Poitras. Poitras trying to one-time it up over to Pelton. He does. Pelton with the ball gets by one defender. Pelton looking around, switches fields, goes to the far side over to Dorn. Dorn up defensively into the offensive zone. Pushes it up over to Hayden Gay. Gay trying to find somebody, but it goes onto the foot of Mendy. But stepping up is Brothers. Brothers gets it up over to, it would be Dorn. Dorn gets it up over to Hayden Gay. Gay gets it to the 18 and in the box, and it is Pelton, and it is the goalie Wright. Wright comes up with it, but some good work by the Eagles, Joe.
Great work on both sides of the field too. It's not just one side of the field. They're using the whole field, and Justin Brothers playing well, stepping up and just getting those balls and not ball watching.
Well, Joe, we've done these games for many years, and this is one of the stronger starts from Chazy with a new group of kids that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of what you expect, though. I mean, this team here has a lot of experience. They've been playing a long time together over the years through the youth level, and so they know each other. It's the same style of play, whether you're in Pee Wee or varsity. It's all the same style.
Well, Brothers with the ball goes to the near sideline over to Poitras. We have 18:23 here left in the first half. Chazy is up 1-0 on a Nathan Reynolds header off a set play from Craig Botten. Ball back to midfield. Alec Lapierre gets it up over to Reynolds. Reynolds goes all the way back over to Botten. So Chazy's just kind of playing keep away right now. Goes over to Doran. And it comes over to Brothers. Brothers just inside his Chazy territory here. Sends it back over to Botten. Botten now booms it up, and stepping up is number 23 Wentworth, or I should say Bortnick, and now it's picked up by Pelton. Pelton gets up over to Lauren. Lauren trying to battle for the ball, but it's taken away by Mendy. Mendy getting the ball up over to Rhodey, Brandon Rhodey, and there's kind of a bunch up there, but stepping up is Brothers. And a whistle called, and there hasn't been many whistles called.
No.
It's been a pretty clean game here.
Well, it has been. I mean, both teams are trying to do what they have to do, and with 17:27 left here in the first half, like I still say, Chazy, sometimes you can see their passing. It's early in the season, and their passes are just not as crisp as they're going to be 4 or 5 games from now. They're going to have many more practices, a couple more games, so they will get better as the season goes on. But you still see them, trying to do what they have to do, and that's find feet. And you can see that, when they can put together 5 or 6 passes in a row, you're playing well. And they'll just get better as the season goes on, like I said.
Well, Caldwell just sent the ball, no danger, off the end line, and Bissonnette is setting up for a goal kick here with 16:50 to go. And it has just turned into a beautiful day. You never know. We had a weather delay here about an hour ago.
It's actually turning kind of muggy, Joey.
Yeah, it is muggy, yeah, and there's that wind they called for is not happening. And there's the kick by Bissonnette, just short of midfield, off the head of Reynolds onto the foot of Pelton. Pelton does a nice job trying to chip it up over to Poitras. Poitras is battling folk. Poitras wins that. Gets it up over to Lauren. Lauren looking around, sends it back over to Barrier. Barrier now sends it up over to Pelton, and you can see Chazy with their control. It comes back to Lapierre, who's back in the offensive zone here from the defensive end. From the right fullback, he switches fields up over to Dorn. Dorn now sends it back to the midfield over to Bond. So Chazy's just serving the field, trying to look for that opening. Comes back over to the near side, over to Lapierre. Lapierre tried to get it to Barrier, knocked away by Folk, over everybody's head, and nice shield from Lapierre to keep away Sanderson. And we have coming into the game for Chazy is Nolan Rogers, and we have David Poitras coming out of the game with 15:43 to go. Chazy leading 1-0 here in the opening game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. Lapierre at midfield near sideline gets it up over to Pelton. He one times it up over to Josh Barrier. He sends it all the way back over to Botten. Botten switches fields far side over to Dylan Dorn. Dorn playing the left fullback positions now offensively into the Canton zone. Gets it up over to Barrier.
Oh, nice.
Barrier sends a hard shot and easy save for right, but a nice booming shot from Barrier. But Chazy's having their way, Joe.
They've been having their way. They only have 4 shots on goal to show for it, but the possession has just been
quite 90-10 right now.
Yeah, I'd have to say it. Chazy they'll put together 5 or 6 nice passes. They'll make a missed pass. That's okay. They're not making many mistakes on their passing.
They just keep it on the ground. Right now it's Barrier in Chazy territory, but he quickly gets it to midfield over to Reynolds. Reynolds gets it up over to Pelton, back over to Barrier. Now he sends it through, and Rogers going back for the ball. Defensively, it's number 11, Curtis. Curtis does a nice job, but coming over to help is Pelton. Pelton battling number 35, Cody Moore. Pelton wins that battle, and it's Pelton over to Barrier. Barrier back over to Rogers. And here's Pelton at the 18 trying to get a shot off. A good job defensively by Rhodey. And Reynolds chips a shot way up high, and it will go over the end line. And a goal kick here for Canton.
Well, the sun is now officially shining here, Joey, with 14:11 left in the first half, and it does feel good.
Well, the fans went from umbrellas to being sunburned here in a matter of an hour. With 14:03, it's an absolutely gorgeous day here on the 31st of August here at the George Brendler Field for this opening game between Canton and Chazy, and it's Lauren working his way outside the 18, rips a shot, and Wright stood his ground.
Well, Chazy's getting some good cracks at him. That's a second really good shot Lauren's had, but they're going right at Wright, and he's doing a good job.
Wright's doing a great job.
He's not allowing the second shot, and so that's a good thing for Canton, but Chazy is definitely, that's what, 5th shot now on goal, and probably 3 of them are decent qualities.
I thought Lauren did a good job keeping it low with the ball skipping that. But give your kudos to Wright. Ball is at the near sideline here. A lot of space for Lapierre. Coming up on him is Elliott, but he pushes it back over to Botten. Botten switches fields over to Dylan Dorn. Dorn for Chazy. Has some space. Sends it up to the midfield off the head of Barrier. To the chest of Pelton. Pelton with the ball sends it back over to Brothers. Brothers sends it up over to Barrier, back over to Brothers, and it's one time over to Rogers. Rogers being challenged by number 6 Elliott, but nice move to get by Elliott. It's Rogers now trying to work his way past Curtis, and it's knocked out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy.
Still good work by Chazy. You seem to be calling to Chazy because Joey left and right and left and middle. And
they're just moving the ball well.
They are.
As well as I've ever seen them move it.
But yes, they really are. I mean, especially this early in the season.
And the ball comes into Lapierre. Lapierre back over to Rogers. Rogers drills it off. It goes off number 6 Elliott, and he keeps it in. Good play by Elliott trying to find Sanderson, which he does. Sanderson does a nice job getting by Lapierre. So Sanderson has some
hustle
space,
by Barrier.
but Barrier cuts him off, and then he just sends it back over to Botten. And running up to him is Facey, but Botten with the ball has some time, takes it, Gets it up over to Barrier, over to Brothers. Brothers now comes to the near sideline. It is amazing how methodically they're working this field. It's actually it's a picture of art. If you're a soccer fan, you got to appreciate this.
Canton has no answer right now. They're just, I don't know if they don't have the speed or whatever. They're putting nothing.
They aren't challenging anybody.
They aren't challenging, actually. Well, when they do, Joey, they get burned.
Right. Yeah.
So it's you gotta lay off. If you know you're keep getting burned, you do have to lay off. And the score is only 1-0, and I think it's Canton's might be very happy with that score. It's going to help them. Chazy would love to tack another one on here with 11:30 left in the first half.
Well, so Ray and Sean Grody just checked in, Joe.
Yeah, it's Coach Caulfield. He substitutes liberally.
Yes, he does.
No doubt.
And there's the throw-in, and it is controlled by Chazy. It is Lauren looking to get a crack off. He does. He rips one, goes over the net, and but if Chazy keeps getting these cracks, that scoreboard's going to be going up in Chazy favor here.
Well, it just seems like it's more of an exhibition. Looks like the Globetrotters are now playing the Washington Generals at the time, but just the score is lower.
Yeah, well, it is 1-0 with 10:52 to go here. Chazy leading, and there's the kick by Wright, controlled by Chazy at midfield. It's Reynolds quickly one-times it up over to Hayden Gay. And it's amazing how the players, they're seeing the whole field right now. This is early in the season, Joe.
They're using the field.
The whole field.
They are going left to right, and it's working. This is what they have to do, But they're not going to play. Every team isn't going to get
no, absolutely not. But they're doing what they need to do here today.
They're doing a very good job so far.
And it's Alec Lapierre with the ball, goes near sideline, gets it up over to Rogers. Rogers does a nice job keeping it on his foot. He's being challenged by Curtis.
Good job.
And he tries to send it across. Curtis deflects it off the end line, so it'll be a corner kick here for Chazy. It'll be number 4. They've had 3 so far. And Rogers is doing a nice job on the corner kicks this year for Chazy.
Well, I'm looking at the shots on goal right now. It's Chazy 6 and Canton 0 with 9:57 left. And Canton's going to have to get something going, and that's what they're looking for. Just a quick goal.
Rogers sends it right into the box. It hits the ground. It's kind of bouncing around. Rogers now comes up. He's going to try to get a crack at it. Sends it right into the 18. And Chazy can't get cute in the 18. They got to just try to put this thing away here.
But Joey, when you look back, you see 9 defenders in that box, so it's pretty hard to crack it. Nice ball by Barrier over here, trying to find Rogers.
It will work off the end line, so it'll be a goal kick here for Canton as number 23, Bryant Wentworth, is checking into the game, and Tanner Sanderson coming out of the game.
Good job.
So we're under 10 minutes here left in the first half, Joe, and it's been all Chazy.
So far. Is it hard to keep track of all these players going near for Canton? Because I know I'm
trying the best I can. And there's a foul on Lauren on the direct kick. He went over the head of Jake Watson. So there's a kick here for Canton, and quickly it's number 16, Rhodey. That'd be Brandon Rhodey. Sends it up toward just outside the 18. And the ball is kind of deflecting around, controlled by Mendy. Mendy sends it back toward midfield, picked up by Hayden Gay of Chazy. It's Gay far sideline. Chazy going from left to right. They're into Canton territory right now, far side, about halfway. It is Hayden Gay being challenged by number 5, Saray. He chips it up, trying to find Lauren. Lauren trying to get through the defense here. And the ball deflects off of number 5, Saray. And they can't save it from going off the end line. And then we have number 3, Zach Brothers.
Getting his first varsity experience.
Sophomore Zach Brothers.
I'll tell you what, Zach Brothers has some very good foot skills. He's scored a lot of goals at the JV level, and Coach McCullough bringing him up.
He's out there with his brother Justin, so that's nice to see the brothers out there together.
Nolan Rogers getting a well-deserved break.
Yeah, Nolan did a nice job out there. Here comes the throw-in. And right into the box from Reynolds. And it's cleared out by Mendy. But it goes on to the foot of Botton. He's not being challenged. Comes to the near side over to Alec Lapierre. Lapierre chip it in, trying to find Lauren's head. And Lauren, nice header, but nice save by Wright.
So Scott Wright. He had to go high on that one, but some good work again by Chazy, getting another shot on goal for Joey. We have 7:35 left here in the first half. Chazy got that first goal early, and they haven't been able to get anything since, but they put a lot of pressure on the Canton defense.
Well, quickly comes down, and they send it into Chazy territory, but quickly it's cleared out by Pelton back into Canton territory, and it's picked up by Curtis. Curtis being challenged by Brothers, and Brothers trying to keep it in to Curtis, and nice play by Curtis, getting it over Barrier. And the ball goes down to Pelton. And it is handball. It was. Good call.
You see, even though Chazy got the foul call, they were playing good defense. There was 3 guys hustling after the ball. And that's what you want to see. They're playing good team defense.
And it is a free kick here for the Golden Bears. And there's the kick by number 16, Rhodey, just outside the 18, knocked away by Brothers. And it goes to midfield, picked up by number 25, Bortnick. Bortnick sends it back, goes off of the head of Botten, and it's in Chazy territory, and it's cleared out by Justin Brothers, but on the far side is Soray. Soray sends it back in, and there is Bissonette, no problem, he short hops it. He'll take his time, work his way to the 18, let the players get back into their positions. Chazy leading 1-0 with 6:23 to go here in the first half on the opening game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. Ball at midfield controlled by Brothers. Zach Brothers gets it up over to Lauren. Lauren working his way. He has Zach Brothers to his left. It was Justin who got it up to Lauren. It's Lauren with the ball working his way to the 18. Has some nice foot skills. Trying to work his way into the box. He does. And nice slide tackle by Brandon Rhodey knocks it away off the end line. So another quarter kick here, Joe, for Chazy.
5 corner kicks this first half. That's a lot of corner kicks, Joe. That just shows you the possession that Chazy's had. The shots on goal are still 7-0 in Chazy's favor. They've only put 1 in back of the net.
Well, Pelton will take this kick. Oh, nice lock. Yeah. Well, it went off the end line. It was nice height to it. Nice height.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to find out who's going to take the corner kicks. They're going to,
they're testing some things, checking things out.
You need to find out who is going to be your men in what situations. Botten is going to be taking all the restarts. I should say most of them. When he's on the field, you have Botten, and that assist to Reynolds shows why he's going to be taking those. The corner kicks might be an unknown right now early in the season for Chazy.
Well, Lawrence, Curtin, and Turner just checked into the game for Canton. Coach Caulfield is he's doing this
to you on purpose, Joe.
They're just coming in and out. I can't keep up with it.
He's coming at you.
It is Justin Brothers with the ball into Chazy territory, pushes it into now Canton territory on the foot of Hayden Gay, far side. Chazy going from left to right. Gay about midfield right now, midway to the. Now he's at the 18.
Nice work by Hayden Gay.
Gets a shot off, goes off the defense. Gay still hustling with the ball. It deflected back to him. It is Hayden Gay. Trying to find Reynolds. Reynolds pushes it to the open space, picked up by Brothers. Brothers one times it over to Alec Lapierre. Lapierre back over to Barrier. Barrier over to Brothers. Brothers with the ball. Reynolds trying to find number 5 for Chazy is Barrier. And Barrier has it knocked away by Menden, picked up by number 10 for Chazy, which is Pelton. Menden with the ball, sends it up over to number 23,
nice work
Wentworth.
By Lapierre. Good work by Lapierre.
Taken by Lapierre. Sends it up over to Lapierre. There's the kick toward the net. And it is right with the ball. So, Joe, 3:44 to go. Chazy dominating, but not on the scoreboard. Only 1-0.
And Canton is very lucky to only be down 1-0. This is going to help them, though. The Chazy team, they need to. That's what they had the problem with last year, was finishing. And this year it's kind of coming back to haunt them early in this season. I know it's early, but you have Zach Brothers in here. What's Coach McCullough is doing? He's trying to find a combo that's going to work. You like speed on the outside, ball handling, and he's trying to find somebody who can put the ball in back of the net.
Well, there's a big booming kick by Rhodey. There was a foul on Lauren just around midfield. He sent it to the 18, and it's headed out by the Chazy defense, and it's picked up by Hayden Gay. He gets it onto the foot of Zach Brothers. Brothers trying to find Lauren. He does. Lauren on the far sideline. He's being guarded by Bortnick. Lauren trying to fight Bortnick. He does. Good speed by Lauren. Rips a shot. What a play by Brandon Lauren. He scores.
I think Zach Brothers picked up the
might have got an assist on that Bortnick.
I believe so.
Tried to defend Lauren, but Lauren with his speed and foot skill with 2:49 left here in the half gives Chazy a 2-0 lead, but it was a bullet of a shot, Joe.
Great work,
Lauren stood no chance.
Well, Brandon's been working hard this whole game. You've called Lauren's name quite a bit, and glad to see him pop a goal in here with just, 2:49 left here in the first half.
2:49 mark, yes.
That's exactly what the Eagles needed.
Don't quit!
And we'll see if they give an assist to the sophomore Zach brothers.
I'll give him an assist on that one.
Well, Joe will give it to him. That's all that matters up here in the booth.
Just good passing. Just started right from the defensive end, and they worked it up.
Well, we have brothers has the ball knocked away from Sanderson. Sanderson gets a shot off.
Not a bad one
either. Yeah.
You know, Bissonette was off his line a little bit more than what he should.
He should have been. And matter of fact, if Sanderson had that ball any higher,
I think that
he would have found the back of the net.
it's possible.
So Chazy was sleeping a little bit on that one after that second goal. And the ball is controlled by Zach Brothers. Gets it up over to Lauren. The Lauren Brothers combo here just 30 seconds to go. And it's picked up by
Got a lot of
Barrier.
space. Look at this.
Josh Barrier chips it up far
Not a
side.
bad ball.
Coming up there. Oh, look at nice
Good
play.
hustle by Gay. Come on,
Gay,
Jack.
oh, Zach Brothers sent
Oh,
it up,
my.
and he was kind of muscled away by LaPointe. Ball at midfield, and Doran sends it up trying to find Reynolds, and it's picked up by Mendy. Mendy chips it up far sideline. It goes off of the back of the leg of Caldwell. Controlled by Mendy. Now he sends it up trying to find Caldwell. Back there is Doran. Doran trying to shield off Caldwell.
Goal scored by number 24, Brandon Lauren, and assisted by number 3, Zach Brothers.
And they officially gave Zach Brothers the assist. And we have Brett Giroux ready to check into the game with 1:30 to go here in the first half. Chazy up 2-0. There's the ball kicked just outside the 18 of the Chazy defense. 18-yard line, knocked out by Justin Brothers over to his brother, Zach Brothers. So Brothers to Brothers, controlled by Zach, gets it up over to Lauren. Lauren, there's about 4 defensive players back there for Canton, but Lauren trying to work his way through. Lauren pushes it out. Nice push out to Barrier. Barrier trying to get the shot off. He's trying to get it back, and it's picked up. Oh, Poitras gets it up over to Lauren. Lauren rips a shot off the crossbar. What a bullet. I think that would have broke White's hand if he had his hand on it.
My, I almost broke the crossbar.
That crossbar is rattling.
Shot by Lauren.
Go take
With
this.
47
All right.
seconds to go here.
They'll tell you
in
what,
the
they're really, this is a second great chance even after the goal.
Yeah.
That Chazy's had. This is a second good chance they've had to
Brother.
score, so they're not letting off
Stay
the
there, but no
pressure
work.
anytime soon.
Here,
With
go.
about
No, you're
30
good.
seconds left here in the first half. Chazy looking really good. Good work.
And here goes a corner kick for Chazy with 22 seconds to go. It's their 7th one here in the first half. Ball into the box, and it goes off of Barrier's foot back out, and it looks like Bond
Good ball.
sends it back in.
Another corner kick.
And
Hey, let's
You know,
go!
it's not-
Hurry!
10 seconds, so I don't think he's going to get it off. There's 10 seconds
no.
to go here.
It's not going to
No,
happen.
he's not even going to attempt it. So the first half will come to an end here in Chazy. The Eagles leading the Golden Bears 2-0. I'm Joey Trombley along with Joe Poisson calling today's game. You are listening to the Sports Authority of the North Country, Hometown Radio, WIRY, 1340 on the dial, or wiry.com. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Trying to figure out what is the best combo out there.
Bissonette is going to be the starting keeper. I think that's hands down. But you got to give the players a little bit of experience here, and I think Trent will do a good job as a substitute, and he may be the starter next year. I think he's a junior this year, so give him some experience and see what you got. Coach McCullough doing some little different things this year. I noticed, switching some of the players up, especially the starters. You know, I think he trusts this team enough where he knows the kids well enough. They're just going to do well no matter which ones he puts in there. So.
Well, before the game, he said he felt very comfortable with this team, and Chazy will take the kickoff here to start the second half. It's controlled by Lauren. He sends it all the way back, and it looks like Giroux back on the right defensive line, goes over to Barrier, comes back to the near sideline over to Hayden Gay. So they already switch fields really quickly, and they get it onto the foot of Dylan Doran. Doran trying to find Lauren.
Handball, yes.
And it's a handball on Dylan.
Still good work, though. Good switch by Hayden Gay here. You can watch him. Hayden goes back to the defensive spot. Doran comes up to that outside midfielder. They don't mind switching.
There's a quick kick by Rhodey, and it goes off of the head of Sanderson and hits Doran and deflects out. So it'll be a throw in here for Wentworth. He is about halfway down into Chazy territory near sideline. Again, Canton going from left to right, Chazy from right to left. And it's knocked out of bounds by Sanderson. Quick throw in by Hayden Gay over to Lawrence. Lawrence tripping it up. And the goalie's calling it. Wright is off his line. He gets right to the 18, so could have been dangerous. It was no danger, but it could have been. So Wright will work his way to the 18. He's letting the players set up here. He'll take the punt here for the Canton team, and it's a nice punt into Chazy territory, and it goes off the head of number 17, Caldwell. And it's controlled by Reynolds. Reynolds over to Barrier, one times it over to Dawn, who comes to the near sideline over to Gay. So Chazy keeping their possession game in play here starting the second half. Ball is chipped away and it goes on to the chest of Bortnick. Eddie Bortnick being challenged by Brandon Lauren.
Good job by Lauren.
Yeah, he just
he
shadowed him.
Yeah, he created that. I mean, the guy's so nervous with Lauren buzzing around him that Lauren will strip you of the ball, and then you create something. That's where Lauren is just very valuable doing that. You know, he hustles constantly. He's not just a goal scorer. He get right after the defenders.
Well, they brought in Reynolds for this throw-in, which is like a corner kick. And there's the nice throw-in. It's just into the 18, into the box, and it's cleared out by Canton. And over to the ball with Sanderson, but it comes out to Barrier. Barrier looking to get a shot off.
Ooh,
he chips it.
Yeah, I saw him looking.
He was trying to chip that far corner.
Yeah, he was.
It just went wide, but he saw that far corner.
Canton has to do a better job when you get a ball in the box, a corner kick or anything restarts. You got to clear it. You can't mess around with a ball, and you know you allow somebody with a quality of Barrier just to set up and pick his corner. You're gonna eventually pay for that.
Well, it was a kick cleared out by the defense of Canton into Chazy territory. Going back there is Botten. Botten gets to the ball one time, it over to the far side, over to Rogers. Rogers gets it over to Barrier, back to Rogers, over to Barrier. Now trying to find Lauren, just a little too far ahead, picked up by Curtis, and it is now Chazy. The ball deflects into the foot of Lauren. Lauren on the far sideline, about 5 yards away from the end line.
Move.
Sends it across off the defense. So another corner kick for Chazy, and Joe, that's going to be number 7.
Number 7 with 36 of 50 left here in the second half, and Chazy once again coming right out.
It's a short corner kick, and it's Lauren with the ball working his way down the sideline. Sends it across, and it's headed in by Barrier. It looks like Barrier at the 36-39 mark. Chazy.
I don't know who got the assist on that one.
I think it was Lauren. And Chazy goes up 3-0, and what a beautiful play. It was a short corner kick. Lauren took it along the sideline, sent it across, flecked up in the air, and Barrier was there. It is Barrier from Lauren, and Barrier just did a nice job.
Good header.
And again, they know the field.
Well,
he knew where he was.
What Canton didn't do is what I just said. They did not clear the ball.
No.
You know, and they paid for it, and that's going to happen eventually. You got to clear that ball on restarts, and they just were ineffective doing it.
Well, Chazy controls the kickoff here again. Canton had it, and they lose it again. It's picked up by Barrier, who just scored, gets it up over to Reynolds. They were just inside Canton territory.
Nice ball.
And he switches fields trying to find Rogers, but it's controlled by number 16, Rhodey. Brandon Rhodey pushes it up over to the near sideline over to Bortnick. Bortnick has some space, trying to find number 23, Wentworth, knocked away by Hayden Gay, controlled by Pelton. Pelton has it kicked out from behind by Watson. And it'll be a throw-in for Chazy about halfway into Canton territory on the near sideline. Chazy going from right to left, Canton from left to right. If you're just joining us, it's 3-0 Chazy here in the second half in the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. Chazy again putting the pressure on Lauren, looking to turn around and get the shot off. And it's Lauren doing a nice job. That ball is stays to his foot like it's glue.
Well, that's practice.
Yeah,
that's what he does. You know, he practiced a lot at home when he was a young man. I remember he and Alex Sweet, who played last year, going by, and they were always having a ball bouncing around on their feet. And it shows with Lauren. He's got the speed though too, and he's tenacious. He never stops.
There's no doubt about that. And we have a throw-in far sideline for Chazy. They're about 8 yards short of the end line, and it is Nathan Reynolds who will take the throw-in here for Chazy. And there goes the ball. Cleared out back over to Reynolds. Reynolds could trick this back in. He does. Nice chip in. And it goes off of the head of the defense. Hustling for the ball is Hayden Gay, as well as he said it was out. It was called by a quick throw in here off the end line. It is Barrier over to Doran. Doran chips it
Nice
into
serve.
the 18 over to Pelton. Pelton chests it back over to Lauren. Lauren about 3 yards outside the 18 goes to the open space trying to find Reynolds. Reynolds rips the ball over the net, but what a nice set play there.
Chazy's just teeing off left and right now on Canton.
With 34-28 to go.
They didn't waste any time in the second half. First 4 minutes or so, they put one in the back of the net, and they're going right after Canton once again. They're not happy with just a 1 or 2 goals.
Well,
They're hungry.
it's early in the season. These players want to make their presence known out there.
Sure, their kids are playing for a spot too.
And there's a quick kick by Wright to midfield. And Joe, it's clouding up again, so we may see some rain. It's kind of going back and forth on us here. But it's starting to get darker out here at the George Brendler Field. We have 33:53 here left to go in the second half.
Mr. Lacey on the far side, the official, trying to calm things down verbally with a few of the players. Alan Rogers doing some good work over there, getting fouled. Chazy get a restart just inside the 50-yard line. Botten taking it for the Eagles.
It's Craig Botten setting up right now, and he has a good hard foot here, and sure enough, he sends that right into the 18.
Nice.
And Pelton trying to get to the ball. Defensively, Canton collapses. Ball comes out over to Justin Brothers. He gets it up over to Barrier. Barrier one time's trying to find Reynolds inside the box.
Here's Reynolds
trying
right
to
open.
shot it.
Oh, good
and
defense.
Defensively, there's a rip by Lauren. But defensively,
Wow.
Brandon Rohde stopped Reynolds from scoring on that one.
He did too. He got right in front of Reynolds, and it was a fortunate thing for them because he was probably about 8 yards out.
But a nice defensive play by Brandon
Good
Rohde.
work. Good work. Off the restart by Chazy. Once again, Canton has a hard time clearing the ball out, and you get that ball bouncing around, and boy, that can create all kinds of havoc with your keeper.
Well, Wright kicks it up as a
Nice
short
play
kick
by
picked
Lauren.
up by Lauren. Lauren has a couple players on him, gets away from, switches fields,
Nice ball.
trying to find Barrier, but stepping up is Rogers. Rogers will now send it up. It goes off the end line, but so again, nice ball movement off the end line. It'll be a goal kick here for Wright with 32:29 to go, Joe, and it's been again all Chazy.
So far this second half, Joey, just like the first half itself, and they have awarded Canton one shot.
It was.
That one shot that Bissonette was almost cut off his line in that first half. So the shots on goal are 12-1 in favor of the Eagles, and the corner kicks are 7-0 in favor of the Eagles. That just shows you their possession and what they're doing to.
And as we're talking, they're possessing again, and there's a quick shot by
Ooh,
Rogers.
yeah,
and
good
a
shot.
nice save by Wright. That was a short hopper.
Good ball actually by Rogers trying to catch him.
But Wright stood his ground, and he punched the ball into Chazy territory, and the ball was headed from Sanderson over to Watson. Watson switches fields to the far side over to Moore. So we got some offensive movement here by the Golden Bears. And there's a quick shot. And
Ooh.
nice play.
That was a good save by Blaze back
Blaze.
there.
But I'll tell you what, Mendy let that shot rip from about 25 yards out.
Mendy has been, so far I'm looking out at Kane, he's been their best player.
He hasn't, and so hasn't Sanderson been doing a good job.
Sanderson's
number 9.
been doing decent out there too. They're lucky to
I
have
think
those
they're the
guys out
1-2
there.
punch for Canton.
That's what they have. But that was a good save by Trent Blaze for the Eagles.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Lauren.
Great play by Lauren. Oh, look at that
Lauren
move.
into the 18 looking to rip it. It's Lauren.
Oh, wow.
What a finish by Lauren.
Single-handed. Makes it, oh my. He made a great defensive play, kept the ball, brought it in probably about 4 yards.
Wright had no
inside the
chance
box.
on that. 31:05, Joe.
Wow, and that was unassisted. Actually, you know what? If they're being fair, he could assist that himself. Because that was just a great defensive play by Lauren, and then coming up and blasting one.
Well, they have no answer for Lauren here. That's his second goal and first assist.
Well, it's a second. I'd say give him an assist. Assist on your own goal.
And 31:04, Chazy goes up 4-0, and it's looking very good.
Wow.
They'll be playing Beekmantown tomorrow night in the championship game. It looks like tomorrow night will be the Battle of the Eagles, Joe.
It will be. Beekmantown had a little success last year. They've usually sometimes they've gotten to the second round, but so that I think it's what everybody thought it was going to be. Beekmantown and Chazy in the championship game. If anybody's going to have any preseason picks in this tournament, they do have the two best teams that probably will be in this. I don't see really Canton coming back.
They aren't showing us anything here today. Not against what Chazy's doing. They're offensively in the Chazy zone right now, and it's cleared out, and it's Doran. Doran battling number 17, Caldwell. Caldwell chipping the ball out to the 18. And, oh, nice bicycle kick almost there by number 18, Watson, kind of. And you had Trent Blaze holding the ground there. He makes the save.
Another shot on goal, I believe. Are they going to award one?
That should be.
That was definitely a shot on goal.
Blaze, nice punt off the head of Hayden Gay, trying to find Lauren. But it's controlled by number 16, Rhodey. Rhodey gets the ball over to Folk.
That's good.
And it goes off of Gay. So Folk gives it up over to number 25, Bortnick. Bortnick, nice throw in, goes over the head of Gay, and it's onto the foot of Sanderson, and it's knocked out of bounds.
He's getting a little sloppier here, I guess, compared to what we're used to.
Comfortable is what it looks like. And his brothers
get it
trying
back.
to push it up over to the intensity for the Eagles has kind of dropped a little bit here.
Kind of hard to keep it up, you know. The whole game, that whole last part of that first half and the whole first part of the second half, they've been on top of everything. So
there's a chip into the 18, and the boys will need to be careful here. Ball headed up over to Lauren. Lauren switches fields over to Rogers, trying to get him in stride. Just goes by him, and he keeps it in. Nice job by Nolan Rogers. Rogers pushes it back over to Brett Giroux. He does a nice job setting it up into Canton territory, and Pelton hustling up there, and at the speed of Pelton forced the defense to kick it out of bounds.
Created that right there. You know, Pelton and Lauren both have really good speed up front and defend well.
Here goes Lauren again, gives it up over to Pelton. Pelton with the ball being guarded by number 11, Curtis. Chips it back, trying to find Barrier. Barrier trying to one-time it over to Reynolds, but a nice play defensively by number 17, Caldwell. And Canton pushing the ball offensively into the Chazy territory, far sideline. Hustling over there is Elliott. Elliott with the ball being challenged by Giroux. Brett Giroux wins that battle. And it's Giroux trying to push it back, goes onto the foot of Rogers. Rogers gets it up over to Barrier. Barrier over to Pelton. Pelton trying to get by number 11, Curtis. Curtis does a nice job taking it away from Pelton. Pushes it to the far sideline, trying to find Sanderson. Goes out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for Chazy with 27:58. If you're just joining us, it's Chazy 4, Canton nothing. Here in the second half of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. Winner moves on to play the Beatmantown Eagles, who beat Plattsburgh High School yesterday 9-1.
So yeah, definitely the two best teams should be playing for this tournament championship tomorrow. Should be a good game tomorrow evening, I would say.
I would think so. And here comes Canton, and it is number 17, Caldwell. Howell being guarded by Brothers. He tries to get a shot off. It hits Brothers, and it goes off of Brothers. So it'll be a throw-in here for Canton deep into Chazy territory.
I think this right here is the best Canton's play. I don't think Chazy's playing very well at the moment. I mean, they kind of after that goal by Lauren, their intensity levels gone way down. They're going to have to start playing a little bit better. But it's going to happen. You know, they're young. It's early in the season. They are only kids, but they look. This is the best Canton has kept the ball down in the Chazy zone, I think, the whole game.
Yes, they have. And Lauren trying to control it here for him just outside the 18. He sends it up, and it's controlled by the Bears, and it's number 16, Rhodey, with the ball. Rhodey pushes it up over to Folk. Folk on the near sideline here sends it up to the 18, staying his ground as Reynolds. Reynolds one times it hops into Canton territory, but headed back into Chazy territory by LaPointe, and LaPointe controlling the ball, being challenged by Pelton.
Good job by Pelton.
Pelton comes up from behind him, tries to take the ball away, and it's Pelton. It's the
Barrier
now knocking it back to
Pelton.
Pelton.
Call a foul on him.
Yeah, Barrier with the push.
Good work, Josh.
Good work. You see the Chazy, they play good team defense. You know, Pelton was over there hustling, helping each other out. You take a turn, Barry, you take a turn, Pelton take a turn. You know, even though they don't come up with the ball, they force the Canton to do something they don't want to do with the ball, and that's good defense.
Well, Brandon Rhodey will take this reset.
This is a good spot right here for Canton inside the Chazy 50-yard line here. It's actually a good spot.
Nice kick into the 18, headed out by Botten. Folk tried to get to it, but it's cleared out by...
That's what Chazy's doing well. They're clearing that ball right out.
Doran cleared that out.
Yeah, you can't go in there, Nelson, with your shoulder.
Yeah, handball on
Good hustle,
Pelton. Yeah, Pelton collided with LaPointe, but it's right center of the field, and it's a free kick here for the Golden Bears. Nice short kick up over to Sanderson. Sanderson trying to find Folk. Ball knocked back, and it's kicked by Bortnick.
Chazy's just got to find feet here again. They're not finding feet, Joey.
No, actually, Canton's doing a nice job right
here
now.
he goes.
And here's an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
And nice play by Giroux to shield the ball away so Blaze could get it. But Canton's putting some nice pressure on
Getting
him.
some actual decent pressure on him. That's, they're not going to give him a shot here on the scoreboard, but could be another shot on goal.
Well, the ball is controlled by Chazy now. It goes over to Lauren, over to Pelton, back to Barrier. So Chazy getting back into their control game here. It's Barrier working his way to the 18. Sends it up to Pelton. Pelton trying to get a shot off here. He's in the 18. Nice defensive work here by the Golden Bears, and that would have been LaPointe. And it goes over to the near sideline. Hayden Gay looking to get a shot off. Pushes it back over to Lauren. Lauren rips it.
What a save by Wright.
Right at the dot. And that was Lauren's left foot,
Yes,
Joe.
it was. I love that one.
That was a bullet, and it was turning away from Wright, and Wright
good
just
save.
went parallel.
Great save by Wright.
Super save by Wright. So we have offensive substitutions. We have Poitras coming in for Chazy as well as Zach Brothers. And we have Jake Watson checking in here for Canton.
Hayden Day coming off the field for a well-deserved rest. Hayden's played a very good game for Chazy, creating a lot of opportunity. He plays good defense, you know. Hayden is just a solid player. Rogers coming from the, taking a good break too, creating some good stuff.
Well, there's a throw in here by Canton on the far sideline. It's at midfield. Giroux getting the ball up over to Reynolds. Reynolds at midfield does a nice job trying to get away from Moore. And he controls, and he sends it up trying to find Lauren, but it goes off of the foot of, it looks like number 16, Rohde, Brandon Rohde.
Slippery.
He sends it up over to Wentworth. Wentworth being guarded by Pelton.
Good hustle by Pelton.
Pelton battling for the ball. Pelton wins that battle.
Great hustle.
And it's Pelton still with the ball on his feet. Pelton still controlling the ball, looking for somebody, pushes it back up over to Barrier.
Yeah. Good spot right here for Chazy. Nelson
Yeah, it
Pelton
is.
being fouled.
Wentworth took him down, and so you have
Great spot.
what, about 25 yards out, Joe, would you
Yeah,
say?
I'd say 26 and a half, Joey, we'll
You
call
want
it.
to talk about Botten here? It worked last time he did
You
it.
know, this is what he does so well. You can see Chazy lining up. This is what they have to do. They just gang.
There it is. Nice chip in. And there's that.
Oh,
wow.
my.
That header was by Reynolds, and
Another
it
one.
just missed, and they almost connected again, Joe.
Good combination right there with Reynolds and Botten. Botten plays a nice, soft ball. It's just very obtainable by Reynolds. You have Justin Brothers up there using his height too.
Come on, White, come on!
But Reynolds just sees he's very good in the air. Yeah, very good in the air.
Right with the goal kick. It's a short one, goes off of the head of Watson, but it's controlled by Barrier over to Lauren. Brandon Lauren having a monster game for Chazy. Rips a hard shot.
Just wide.
That goes wide of the net. When he rips that thing is moving.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Quick one.
It would break somebody's bones of somebody your age, Joey.
Well, you know, it did that. There's a lot of truth to that, Joe. But, you know, to see Barrier from an 8th grader, Lauren from an 8th grader, to how he's matured into a senior leader.
He's not the only one. Reynolds the same
no.
way.
Same way.
Botten,
No.
you know,
Botten,
I mean,
Craig Botten, yeah.
you're watching Barrier do the same thing. Josh Barrier out here starting at a young age and just taking over. I mean, he's the senior captain. Lauren having a monster game here this afternoon.
And you have Justin Brothers battling Mendy, and it's taken away by Doran.
Good hustle by Brothers.
And Hewitt has it taken away by Brothers, gets it up over to his brother.
Zach.
Zach Brothers gets it up over to Reynolds. Reynolds
Nice
switching
ball by
field,
Reynolds.
trying to find Poitras. Poitras on the far sideline, working his way down. Sends it across. Nice speed by Poitras. And there's a bicycle kick. Wow, Joe. That thing just missed the net, and you got the fans on the sideline.
Would have been on
cheering that
Sports
one.
Center. Great ball movement here. Starting out
my.
on the defensive unit. You had Doran getting the ball up to Reynolds. Reynolds finding a long corner pass up to Poitras. Poitras first timing it.
Can you imagine if Doran would have made that?
That would have been definitely a Sports Center highlight.
Wow.
But just Chazy looking good again. Even on the long balls, they're connecting. So that's what they didn't do for about 5 or 10 minutes here in the second half.
The last time I saw a shot like that was in the state blast with Stetson Fields.
Yeah, that's true.
Some years ago.
That was boy. If that would have been on net, that would definitely
that
would have been
done
a
it.
great one. We've been talking about that one for a few generations.
Wow. Okay, we have 20:44 to go here left in the second half. Chazy leading Canton 4-0 here at the George Brendler Field for the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. Chazy going from left to right, Canton going from right to left. Canton has their golden uniforms and black shorts with white lettering. Chazy's in their home white uniforms with green numbers. And it's a throw-in for Chazy at midfield. And Lacey blows the whistle. I think he's moving Reynolds back a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's the nice throw-in. It's going to hit the ground. Goes over Zach Brothers' head, but Brothers hustling.
Good hustle by
Trying to
Brothers.
get to it. A nice shield by the defense.
Yes.
So a good job by Brandon Rohde to shield that ball. And we got Dylan Elliott checking in, as well as Adam Lawrence here for Canton. Coming off is Bryant Wentworth, as well as number 35 Cody Moore coming off. So I think every kid for Canton has been out there. At least it seems that way.
You've called everyone, Joey.
I think so.
I think Coach McCullough, he'll probably empty his bench here in a few more minutes, I think.
Well, we're
Just
under 20 minutes to go, and it's Drew on the far sideline.
Canton they still appear to have fresh legs, at times. So, like we said, these substitutions is what Coach Caulfield is doing, keeping them fresh. We have Alec Lapeer ready to check in for the Chazy Eagles. Did a great job that first half, and he's a good kid too. Alec is tall.
Yes, he
Big
is.
college, getting filled out. All these young men.
And it is Botten with the kick. He sends it into Canton territory. And it goes off the head of Poitras. Poitras heads it again back over to Barrier. Nice play by Poitras. Barrier chipping it up far side. Wright is there.
Oh, wow.
Wright does a nice job. Nice feed by Barrier.
It was a good shot by Barrier. Just good head ball by Poitras, keeping it right after. He headed it twice, and I don't normally see that. Player heading it twice.
No, a skill that he has that, Joe, you never had, buddy.
That's a fact, yeah.
And
There's a whole bunch of that.
It is Lauren trying to work his way through, but a good defensive play here by the defense, predominantly led by Brandon Rohde. And it is Reynolds with the ball trying to control it. It's in a loose area right now, and it's picked up by number 13, Hewlett.
Good hustle
Has
by
it knocked
Pelton.
away, and a knock away from Dorn. And it is Hewlett, Josh Hewlett, sends it up, and here comes Mendy. Just goes past him. Hustling back is Giroux. Defensively, he's being challenged by Facey. And Facey knocks it out of bounds. But some nice hustle there by the Golden Bears. And all kinds of subs here. Let me get these Chazy subs here. We
Lauren,
have Alec Lapeer, Rogers, and Dylan Garrow.
Well-deserved rest
And
by.
the boys, they'll be done for the day.
Tell you what, Brandon
Lauren
Lauren gave it all, and he's a well-deserved rest with about
And
17:40
Goalie
left.
Bissonette in the first half.
Bissonette's going to go out and get some
Checking
field
in,
time too. It looks like you're going to have to wait till the next out ball, but Bissonette's going to get some field time. Did a good job in net in the first half. Shows his versatility.
Well, you called it, Joe. You said it would be just soon before Coach McAuliffe took the players out. He did.
He'll do a few at a time. You'll see how it works out. And lets him he puts Rogers in the middle next to Barrier. Puts Dylan Garrow up front in the offense, and
Nice play by
for defense.
by Dylan Doran, heading up over to Pelton. Pelton gets it up over to Barrier. Barrier with the ball just short of midfield. Does a nice job getting it away from number 8, Watson. He sends it back all the way to Doran. Doran with the ball goes over to Botten. Botten in the sweeper position gets it up over to Barrier. Josh Barrier sends it
Nice
up to
ball.
midfield over to Nolan Rogers, who's in the midfield. Rogers goes near
Nice
sideline.
ball.
Chazy going from right to left. Pelton playing wide, gets to the ball. Pelton does a nice job getting by one player. It's Pelton, but he's double teamed. It's knocked away, and it's going to be cleared out and to the near sideline. And stepping up is Doran. Doran knocks it off the legs of number 25, Eddie Bortnick. And it is Bissonette now checking into the game. And another one, Josh Barry had a great game.
Josh Barry had a great game too. So Coach McAuliffe pulling out some of the definitely the main artery of the team, Lauren and Barrier and Reynolds.
There's Bissonette pushing it back up over to.
Nice ball by Pelton.
There it is.
Oh,
Nice cross
Poitras
by
just missed
Pelton.
one.
And, Poitras and Garrow just
Yeah.
missed that one. And that'd be nice to see Dylan Garrow get a goal here for his brother's
big
namesake.
brother Frankie. That would be
You
a
got
great
that
one.
right.
He's got the same haircut.
Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
he's got that mohawk going on out there. A couple of these boys got the mohawks going on. And,
Well, and of course it's in honor of Frankie Garrow.
that is true.
Ball at midfield, controlled by number 8, Watson. Watson has it taken
Good
away
job by
Garrow. Garrow does a nice job, pushes it up over to Poitras, but taken away by Watson. Watson sends it into Chazy territory, and it is Botten calling for the goal.
Uh-oh, bad
And This
pass.
is dangerous here, And nice play by Brothers
Great
to come
play
and
by
help
Justin
out,
Brothers.
because that
You
was
see
a
that
breakdown.
Coach McCullough not
Did
happy
not like
with-
that.
I don't blame
Doran
him.
just got out of bounds. All kinds of subs. We have Justin Roy checking in for Chazy. And then we have Saray, Sanderson, and Caldwell checking back in here for Canton with 15:06 to go. Chazy leading 4-0 here in their game against Canton. The winner moves on to play Beatontown, so it looks like it'll be the Battle of the Eagles tomorrow night at 7. This game will be called live on Wiry with Joe and Joe, and we'll be going pregame at 6:45. Ball's at midfield. Justin Roy, who just checked into the game, doing some nice things, knocks it up over to Dylan Garrow, far side. Garrow goes now to Bissonette. Bissonette just outside the 18 gets a shot off.
Not a bad one either.
No, it wasn't, but Wright was there, comes off his line, makes the save. Just a little wide with 14:30 to go, Joe. It's been all Chazy.
It has been so far. I mean, it's you're going to have maybe a little pressure now. You have definitely a different lineup going on. You have Poitras in the middle going on out there with Bissonette.
And stepping up at midfield is Doran. Doran sends it up over to Brothers, and Zach Brothers pushes
Nice
it up
pass.
over to Garrow. Garrow pushes it back over to Poitras. Poitras switching fields, trying to find Justin Roy on the far sideline. And the reserves for Chazy are doing a nice job here.
Great
Joe,
job,
and they're
actually.
trying to get a shot off, and it's Roy. Chips it up, it will go off the end line, but some good pressure here by the Eagles.
Yep.
And we have Richard Pilon checking into the
Richard.
game, and Nelson Pelton getting much needed break here.
He had a good game too. I mean, nothing really to show for it as far as points, but Nelson creates a lot of havoc when you're opposing him. Just his speed. Well, all these guys do. They had a great game so far. Joey, it's about 13:30 left here in the second half. It's been all Chazy. They're up 4-0, 20 shots versus 1 in favor of the Eagles, and the corner kicks are 7-0 in favor of the Eagles. So that just shows you what it's been about.
Yeah, the stats show what we've been calling all day here. Ball is into Chazy territory, and defensively it's Alec Lapierre. He's being
Good job.
challenged by Sori.
Great job by Lapierre back
And
there.
Lapierre does a nice job, gets it up over to Poitras. Poitras goes in the near sideline trying to find Roy. Roy has it knocked away, and he actually knocks it off the defense. He knocks it off of Curtis, so it'll be a throw in for Chazy. And quickly Lapierre throws the ball in, off trying to find Garrow. Garrow gets it up over to Roy. Roy trying to find Garrow back, and it's knocked out of bounds by Folk. So Chazy's moving the ball up the sideline. They're into Canton territory about, well, right at midfield actually. And here goes the throw in. And they're trying to find Bissonette. Bissonette trying to one-time it up over to Brothers, but nice play by Folk, intercepting that ball, but it's knocked away and picked up by Bissonette. Bissonette with the ball working his way toward the 18. It's Bissonette looking to get a shot off. He does. It goes wide, no danger there, and it'll be a goal kick for the Canton Golden Bears.
Good movement. You know, Bissonette coming out, he shows you that he doesn't just have good hands. He has some decent footwork out there, too.
He's an athlete.
Especially playing in the middle of the field. He and Poitras are connecting wildly with each other. Roy's getting in the action.
And number 20 just checked in. Sean Rohde just checked in here. And a couple other players I missed. A couple players came out. Number 3 coming out is Lawrence. There's a kick by Wright. Nice head by Bissonette trying to find Garrow, but controlled by number 21, LaPointe.
Gotta go two.
And no
Go two, give
substitutions
me.
for Chazy coming up here. Poitras with the ball. And it is Richard Pilon. Pilon does a nice job getting by number 14, Gibson. Pilon gets it by
Get up,
Gibson.
don't play from
Good play
there.
by Pila.
Yeah, Pilon's doing some good work out there. The ball working toward midfield, knocked away by Sanderson. Sanderson goes trying to get the through ball, knocked away by Botten. Over to Dorn,
Nice play.
up to Bissonette. So nice triangle there by the Eagles, and now Bissonette chips it up. And Zach Brothers going for the ball as well as Richard Pilon. Ball works his way up to midfield, controlled by Bissonette. Over to Poitras. Poitras, nice job finding Bissonette. Bissonette just outside the 18. He's an athlete.
Taken down.
Down. It's a good thing he was, because he'd have taken that in there. So we have a set play
If
just
they can,
outside the
you know what?
box.
If they can get this off real quick, if they're smart, but
Maybe they want to work a set play here.
I don't think they're going to.
You don't think so?
Possible. I don't know if
They're talking.
I don't know if this personnel has worked on any set plays or not. Bissonette just blasting one.
Yeah, gets it by the wall, but nice play by Wright going down to make the save. And so we're approaching the 10-minute mark, Joe, and Chazy leading 4-0.
I got to give Bissonette credit too. You know, he's taken about 4 shots since he's been out there.
Oh yeah,
And, they've all been on net. I mean, I don't think anything has really been wide. Nothing really hard, but
So we have Brendan
trying to score
Ryan
one.
checking into the game. We have Thomas Tebow checking into the game, as well as Jacob Kennedy. So Coach McCullough doing substituting freely. Here comes Botten, who's had a great game out there, and we have Zach Brothers coming off, as well as David Poitras. So Coach McCullough has cleared the bench, and with 10 minutes to go here, with a very comfortable 4-0 lead, the reserves for Chazy are into the game, and it's Brothers with the ball, gets it up over to the near sideline, over to Lapeer.
I think Brothers is the only starter he has out there. Dylan
Doran's the starter.
Push him over to the sweeper spot, though.
So Kennedy gets it up over to Brothers. Doran trying to clear it out, and you have Kennedy with the ball. Kennedy gets it up over to Brothers.
Good.
Brothers comes to the near sideline over to Pilon. Nice job. Pilon with the ball. Sending it up, trying to find Tebow. Ball cleared up into Chazy territory.
Offsides.
And offsides on number 9, Sanderson. So 9:27 to go. If you're just joining us, it's Chazy 4, Canton nothing, and it's been a game totally dominated by the Eagles today.
Yeah, it's 22 shots to 1 in favor of Chazy. They've looked well. They look
played
very
well.
good. I mean,
and the reserves are doing well out
when
here.
you pull them out with 15 minutes left in the game, you're playing well, and they're still playing well. I mean, you have a whole new team there, really.
Oh, you do. And nice kick by Dorn onto the foot of Dylan Garrow. Garrow goes to the far sideline trying to find Roy. Roy gets a shot up. Nice,
not a bad one.
lofty shot. Just works his way off the end line, but nice shot by Roy.
Good work here. Starting with Pilon. Even the reserves are looking good. They know what to do with the ball.
Well, they practice every day with these starters.
That's what they've been practicing since they were young kids. You can tell.
So we have a goal kick coming up here, and we have Brett Giroux coming in for
Justin Brothers played a very good game.
Justin did a nice job out there today.
Good stuff by the whole team.
Well, it's a
really
good start for the season, that's for sure.
That's what you want to see. You always you're a coach or somebody. You're always looking for improvements, and sometimes they didn't find feet. At times, Chazy, they were just sometimes ball watching a little bit, but probably except for about 7 minutes of this whole game, it's been Chazy.
Yeah, for sure. And on the far sideline, Alec Lapeer sends the ball up over to Garrow. Garrow trying to find Roy, back to Garrow into the 18 of Canton. And they collapse on him, but Garrow's not giving up.
Good hustle by Garrow.
And they'll get a throw-in because of the efforts of Dylan Garrow. They kick the ball on the outside. It's just short of the end line on the sideline. Quick throw-in by Garrow to Brothers, or to Roy, I should say. And Roy has the ball knocked away. And it's a push on Justin Roy. So we have a free kick here for the Canton Bears, but they're deep, about halfway into their territory, far sideline. They're going from left to right. Chazy from right to left with 7:22 to go here, Joe, left in the game.
Well, it's beautiful out, Joey.
It's
kind of turning into a boring game, I guess, now. If you're a fan of things, are just going to take
it's got to play its way out.
Nature take its course here for the last 7 minutes or so, but these kids are all still hustling.
Well, Ryan gets it over to Bissonnette. So nice play by Ryan to Bissonnette. Bissonnette working his way down the Canton territory. He goes to the far sideline trying to find Justin Roy. Roy has it knocked away by number 20, Rhodey. Rhodey pushes it over to the near sideline. It's cleared into Chazy territory. But back there is Alec Lapeer. Lapeer battling number 5, Keegan Soray. And it's a loose ball, and here steps up is Bissonnette. Bissonnette can't get to it, but there is Lapeer. Lapeer trying to find Ryan. Ryan has it taken away by Mendy. Mendy has a nice pass up there. Here's an opportunity for the Golden Bears. There's a shot by Tanner, and it was Blaze right there. So it was a good opportunity for the Canton Bears.
Good chance. They're making the most of it. I can see some of the younger players now for Canton come out.
Yeah, you got Martin Check coming in. You have number 18, Zach James, and then you have number 30, Fisher Turner going into the game.
Canton wants to make a little something, get something on the scoreboard, I'm sure. They come down here. Last year they were shut out 2 games. They'd prefer not to be shut out here 3 in a row. So,
well, here's the corner kick. Here's an opportunity, and it's cleared out by, it looks like Kennedy, up over to Garrow. Garrow working his way up, trying to find Ryan. He does. Ryan with the ball, sending it up, trying to find Dylan Garrow, and it's deflected to Dylan Garrow. Garrow with the ball has Ryan to his left, but pushes it back up over to Bissonette. Bissonette now trying to find Tom Tebow, and it's knocked away into Chazy territory, and back there is Alec Lapierre. It's picked up by Mendy. Mendy is working the ball toward the 18. It is Mendy. Mendy gets it by Brett Giroux, but a push from Giroux with an elbow.
One of those hockey plays.
Yeah,
with
one of the hockey plays.
Find the mark!
That's smart. See, this is actually, I know the fans can't see this if they're listening, but this is smart by Chazy. Get a little close, slow it down.
Right.
Don't
Force them to walk it back.
Don't let them get a quick shot, and that's very. These are the reserves doing this, so that's very smart.
More central. Leave him.
And Trent Blaze talking to his wall right now. There's 4 of them in the wall.
And here goes the kick. And nice hard shot, but it goes wide. And it was a good grip by Mendy.
Not a bad one.
Wide of the net. And you have Dylan Elliott checking into the game, as well as Jake Facey. Coming out of the game is Eddie Bortnick with 4:32 to go, as well as number 10. And Matt Mendes had a good game for Canton.
Yes, he did. Played very well. He was give him the MVP for that team. He played very well for them. Didn't have a lot of help on, but he was a factor in anything they had usually.
And we have 4 minutes and 12 seconds here left in the game. We're just waiting for the time to go through here. Chazy will move on to the championship game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial. They'll play Beekmantown, who won 9-1 last night against PHS, and Chazy's leading 4-0 here today, and it's safe to say they'll be there tomorrow night. And Hometown Radio will be calling the game. Joe will be here for that game at 7:15 pregame.
You better rest your vocal cords, Joey.
We got one more tonight, Joe, and one more tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So
Good early season workout for us.
yeah, so they get us out of retirement with 4 games in the first weekend.
See what you're made of.
We have 3:31 to go here left in the game, and the ball is at midfield, and it will be Fisher Tiernan with the kick here for the Golden Bears. Ball into the open field, and coming back is Nate Gibson. Gibson has it taken away by Pelon. Pelon's trying to find Tom Tebow, but just too far out of his reach, so it goes out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in here for Canton. And it looks like Folk will take the throw in here for Canton with 3:03 to go here left in the game. Chazy leading very comfortably 4-0, and they have dominated today's game with 22 shots to 2 for Canton and 7 corner kicks to 0 for Canton. So total domination for Chazy, and a quick throw in, but it goes off of the body of Zach James. Chazy controlling this. Richard Pelon trying to find Dylan Garrow. And Bissonette with the ball, working his way to midfield. Nice play by Bissonette. Bissonette working his way through the defense, goes over to Thomas Tebow. Tebow trying to get by the defense, but good job by Elliott. Elliott knocks it back. Rushing back to the ball is Pelon. Pelon does a nice job shielding the ball from going out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in here for Chazy. Pelon trying to find Tebow, goes off of the head of Elliott, controlled by Canton. It is number 8.
Good hustle by Tebow.
James.
Nice play by Pelon.
And Pelon keeps it in.
Good.
Kennedy does a nice job setting it up back into Canton territory onto the foot of Elliott. Elliott sends it back toward midfield, and it's controlled by Hewlett. Hewlett sends it to Soray. Soray has it knocked away by Ryan over to Pelon. Pelon trying to find Thomas Tebow on the near sideline here. Chazy going from right to left. Canton going from left to right. Ball is being into Canton territory here, and it's controlled by Pelon. Pelon has it knocked out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in here for Canton. And quickly, it's Josh Hewlett with the throw in, but it's controlled by Kennedy. Kennedy trying to find Ryan, but it's picked up by Soray. Knocked away, and Kennedy knocks it into Chazy territory, and Bissonette trying to control it, but picked up by Soray. Soray sends it to the open space, and Kennedy, a big booming kick, sends it into Canton territory. Ball headed back to midfield, controlled by Soray. Soray with the ball, chipping it up over to Hewlett. Hewlett trying to get it to the 18, but it's cleared by Kennedy. So Kennedy has his big, strong foot, and he's just booming it back into Canton territory, Joe.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad choice.
Well, why not? You got a minute left here in the game. Chazy will move on to the championship game against Beekmantown, so it'll be the Battle of the Eagles tomorrow night here at the George Brendler Field on the September 1st, 2012. And the ball is working its way to the 18 of Chazy, and Doran just kicks it out of bounds, basically, with 44 seconds to go. It'll be a throw in here for Canton.
Roy, you're way too high up. Stop
Coming
up.
over to take the throw in is number 5, Saray.
Come on,
So
Brett.
Keegan Saray gets the ball into
No foul.
Hewlett back to Saray. Saray chipping it up. Kennedy playing defense on number 13, Hewlett. And it is Giroux. Giroux sends it to the open space here. And there's a kick back toward the 18 by Bissonette. And Bissonette has it knocked away by number 21, LaPointe. Trying to get a shot off. It deflects off of Doran with 12 seconds to go. So Chazy just trying to preserve their shutout here. And it looks like they'll do that, Joe, with 7 seconds to go. Ball at midfield.
Good game. You know, even the reserves played well for Chazy. So
They did.
that's good.
Chazy wins this game against Canton 4-0. You are listening to the Sports Authority of the North Country, hometown radio WIRY 1340 on the dial or wiry.com. We'll be back with our post-game show in 90.